Hi, welcome to Pico Playtime, the video series where I play through some cool Pico 8 games to show to you lovely people. Today's game is called Pico Off-Road and it's by the developer called AssemblerBot. I put a link to AssemblerBot's Twitter handle thing, and I've also put a link to their personal website, their blog, assemblerbot.info. Check out their website for more cool projects. I've also, as usual, put a link to the game on itch. I'll be playing it in Splore, just like normal. If you've watched one of these videos before, you know the deal. Anyway, let's get the game loaded up. So this is a racing game. I've been playing quite a lot of racing games lately, getting back into them. So I was happy to see another racing game on Pico 8. And yeah, it's a featured game as well. So when a game is featured, it's on the featured list on Splore. If you go onto the Pico 8 website, it's one of the carts that's actually on the main website when you check that out and you can play it. So this is a game that's been selected as a great example of what Pico 8 can deliver. And yeah, it's good. That's why we're looking at it. So let's read the description then. Pico Off-Road is a racing game inspired by the classic Iron Man Super Off-Road. I hadn't seen or I've never heard of that game before. I've checked it out and you need to check out the box art for that. It's something else. Let me just read the tagline. Do it in the dirt, the Iron Man way. Ivan Stewart is apparently he was a World Championship off-road driver. Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. But yeah, this is his game. And it's great. Let's carry on the description before I go down the rabbit hole of box art. There are 5 car colours to choose from, so they're all the same car, it's just different colours. 3 tracks that could be played in both directions, so you've got kind of 6 layouts there, which is cool. The player can choose from 2 modes, single race or tournament. And there's also a hidden mode, I've not found yet. Single race with 0 opponents. Oh, I see. So the hidden mode is if you just do a single race with no opponents, and that's kind of practice mode. I think that's what that means. So yeah, let's get the game loaded then, shall we? But before we do that, I've been drinking a can of Monster Energy The Doctor VR46. We're playing a racing game, so I've got a racing themed energy drink. That's just how cool I am. MotoGP champion Valentino Rossi has thrilled fans around the world with over 100 victories and 9 world championships. That's like me playing this game. We teamed up with Valentino, aka the Doctor, to create the fastest monster ever with a light, crisp, refreshing citrus flavour. We could be talking about an energy drink. We could be talking about an IPA. We could be talking about a can of OXO. Who knows? And a full load of our legendary Monster Energy blend. Wow, I made a mess of that. Yeah, it's another Monster, everyone, and it tastes kind of grapefruit. It tastes a lot like Lilt, so kind of a lot of grapefruit in there, and a little bit of pineapple. Yeah, it's basically posh Lilt with lots of caffeine. I'll be drinking that though. I'm sure that'll help my racing ability. Right, let's get the game loaded then. I've been talking for long enough. Right, here we go. So you may have noticed then the kind of funny colour changing things going on when I was loading the game. That's just Pico 8 loading its colour palette. Don't worry. Let's just take a while to just bask in the glory of this title screen / menu. We have got the most awesome looking off-road car there. I don't know, is that a Ford F-150, whatever it's called? Is it that Toyota thing? I don't know. Looks cool though, doesn't it? In red. Let's see, that's Red Hurricane. Silver Blaze. Yellow Thunder. I think I'm going to be using that one to go with my can of energy drink that's yellow. And plus yellow is such a cool colour. Blue Lightning. Green Devil. Yeah, we're going to go with yellow. That's the best one. There are 4 difficulties. I'm going to be showing you easy to make it look like I know what I'm doing with this game. Medium is a fairly good challenge. I can sometimes win races in medium, sometimes not. Hard I've not tried. And extreme is just an absolute joke. You'll get annihilated. unless you're good at racing games or something. I don't know. I'm going to be sticking with easy so I can kind of show you things as I'm playing. Single race lets us pick our track, pick how many laps we want. I think that goes up to 20. Whether we want the forward or reverse layout. How many opponents we have. And start. I'm going to be showing you tournament. So in tournament, you play through each race track forwards, and then you go again backwards. So you've got 6 races, and it's kind of like a sort of league, almost like a tournament. Yeah, so you score points and whatnot. And that's what I'm going to show you because it's really fun. I love the background effect on this title screen, by the way. Really cool, kind of raised laser effect. Anyway, whatever. Let's get cracking then. Oh, also, that lovely pixel art there. Isn't that nice? Let's get cracking. So, we've got 2 buttons. It's Pico 8, so we have 2 buttons. We have throttle and we have nitro. We can press nitro to get a little bit of a speed boost. But as you can see, at the top of the screen there, that's our nitro gauge. If we run out of nitro, that's it. No more speeding for us. We'll just have to drive normally. You can also, instead of, if you're playing on a keyboard, you can use just the forward or the up button rather, up arrow. You can use that for accelerate as well, but because I'm playing on the old PS4 controller, I'm using accelerate. I'm not going to spend ages complaining about how the buttons on the PS4 controller are the wrong way around in Pico 8. Let's have less of that, shall we? So, the game then. As you can see, it's a kind of top-down isometric racer. I think this style of racer works really well in Pico 8. There's 2 kinds of styles of racer you get in this kind of retro gaming. What am I talking about? You've got the top-down one like this, or you've got a kind of more first-person, either when you're inside the car or looking from behind the car kind of view. And I much prefer this style of racing game on kind of Pico 8. This game is not Project Cars. It's not a racing sim. It's just a fun arcade game. So you don't really need to be having that realistic racing experience, do you? You know? Anyway, we managed to come first in this race against the easy AI. And yeah, again, can we just take in how nice all the little menus look in this game? Look, the background, it's like a checkered flag because it's like the results of the race, and when you win a race you get the checkered flag. You know, it's good. Right, let's get cracking then. So I've got 4 points in my Drivers' Championship. Let's see if I can do a Lewis Hamilton and win. Because I'm sure Lewis Hamilton would love this game as much as he loves Gran Turismo's DLC. Anyway, let's get on with it. So, as you can see, Track 2 has a more complicated layout. Track 3 is even more complicated, so it's nice that there's a little bit of kind of progression there in how difficult the tracks are. You can see there's more water features in this. Now, one of the nice things about this game is the number of different kind of surfaces, and we've got ramps, you know, we've got water features. There's a lot of detail in the racing of this game. You'll notice that if you, depending on what angle you hit a ramp, it can kind of deflect your car, and you can kind of, you know, your car can look like it's going to flip over. The different surfaces, there's kind of a rocky surface which slows you down, makes your car kind of bob up and down. There's the water, obviously. There's these kind of muddier sections where your car kind of skids a little bit more. So, you know, there's a lot of detail in the track and in how the different kind of, what do you call it? The different systems in the game, I suppose you'd call it. I mean, the kind of top-down racing, it reminds me a lot of the Micro Machines games from Codemasters. And in those games, you had kind of slippery areas, but that was about it. There wasn't really all that much, because with it being top-down, it was quite simplistic. So this game is coming a little bit above that, but it's still keeping that fun arcade gameplay. Your car just kind of pivots on the spot, so even if you're completely stationary, you can still turn around, which isn't obviously very realistic, but it makes for nice fun handling. And yeah, doing pressing a nitro when you're gonna go over a ramp. If you don't find that fun, I don't know what have you just got no joy in life? Because that's what these racing games are all about, going over ramps. Because we are, what's it called? I can't remember. That racing driver I was telling you about. I'm sure he'd understand. Anyway, let's see if we can go on. Now, this is track 3. This has the most complicated layout, and a kind of little niggle with the game is it's very easy, especially on this track, to end up going the wrong way, especially in this kind of middle area where you haven't got many kind of reference points showing you which direction you should be driving. It's very easy to take a wrong turn, and then that's just your race over if that happens, because there isn't any kind of warning system in the game for if you go in the wrong way. Now, I imagine that might be because it would be quite hard. I can't imagine how you'd program it so that the game knows which way you should be going. But anyway, it'd be nice if that was in, but I can understand why it might not be. I mean, again, there's so much in this game, and it amazes me what people manage to squeeze into a Pico 8 cartridge, because, we've got 3 tracks, we've got different surfaces modelled for the track, we've got ramps, and we've got a 3D car. Again, let's go back to the description that Assemblebot has written for the game. He makes some little kind of mention of the technical side of this. Pico Off-Road uses a combination of 2D sprites, so that's kind of like the car on the title screen, that's like a sprite, isn't it? It's flat. 3D height map, so I'm guessing that's for maybe the ramps, maybe the barriers on the track, and a real-time rendered mesh, so our actual car model is 3D, so when the car is kind of twisting in air, that's a 3D model that's doing that. And yeah, this is all inside a Pico 8 cartridge with 8,092 tokens. I can't remember off the top of my head how much actual memory space you've got in a Pico 8 cartridge, but the point is, it is not a lot. So squeezing all of this into a Pico 8 cartridge is impressive. And it's not like Pico 8 programming has loads of libraries where you can just drop physics into the game, for example. Anything that you put in like that, you've coded yourself. So hats off to Assemblebot for all these elements in the game. Impressive. Anyway, let's have a look at our standings in the Drivers' Championship. Yellow Thunder, the streaming yellow streak of, we're at 12 points. Starting to pull ahead now. All the other guys, Red Hurricane, I don't think they're going to challenge us. Again, I can't be too cocky because I'm playing on easy mode. I'm playing on baby mode. Yeah. If you're as bad at racing games as I am, stick with easy to make yourself feel good. But if you are looking for more of a challenge, I'm sure the game can more than meet your demands. Now, this is probably my favourite layout in the game. Track 2, reverse layout. I like on this how there's a little area where it's the kind of muddier terrain and your cars skid more. I really like that handling. And the first racing game I ever really played was Sega Rally, which I had for my Sega Saturn. I say racing game, I played Micro Machines before that. What am I talking about? The first proper racing game was Sega Rally, and yeah, lots of skidding on Sega Rally, lots of arcade handling, lots of fun. It's nice to have that in this game. Also the nitros. Now, I'm going to reference a old, obscure PC game that I'm sure no one else has ever played. It was called Speed Demons. And like this game, like Iron Man Super Off-Road, it was a top-down, isometric racing game where your cars kind of pivoted like this. I had it on PC, it was so much fun. And that had nitros. And if you brought enough nitros along, because you could kind of spend money on it, you could spend most of your time airborne. It was brilliant. And I'm getting it's tickling that same part of my brain that game did all those years ago. There we go. The wandering musings of an old man. Let's have some more Valentino Rossi. Tastes like a superbike. Yeah, I think we're starting to pull ahead now from our easy AI counterparts. Let's keep going. Yeah, I like the 3D model. Oh, there we go. Went the wrong way there. Yeah, you really don't want to go the wrong way on the racetrack. You're not going to do very well in the standings if you can't manage to go the right way. Kind of important. Now, because most of the AI racers, well, because we're all... What I'm trying to say, the AI racers tend to stay fairly kind of grouped up. I mean, maybe if we played a race with 20 laps or so, the pack might kind of stretch out a little bit more. What I'm trying to say is, the AI cars tend to be fairly grouped up. So when we have these points where the track crosses over, we rarely kind of get collisions and things. Now, usually in games where the track crosses over like this, that's so that we can have collisions, because again, that's part of the fun, isn't it? So it would be nice maybe if we did have a few more collisions. That'd be fun. People like that, don't they, for some reason? But yeah, not too big of a deal, is it? Oh, the handling of these cars is so nice. See there, I was kind of like nose diving my truck at the end there. Very cool. This is, I don't know how realistic this is. Is this what off-road racing is really like? Something tells me maybe not, when you can just use nitro to just take off on a ramp. Anyway, I think it's a... Is this the last race? Oh, here we go. Last race now. Everything to play for. Maybe. You have to think we've got it all wrapped up now. I tell you one thing I've just sort of thought about. There isn't any kind of car sounds, like engine sounds. I can understand why that might be. It wouldn't leave much. It would be really pushing Pico 8 sound channels. There's only 4 sound channels in Pico 8, so any sound effects that you put into a game come at the expense of music in particular, and also any other sound effects you might need. So I could understand if maybe when you've got 4 cars driving around on a track, maybe the engine sound effects and skidding sound effects would kind of just get annoying after a while. I don't know. It's just an odd thing that most racing games tend to have. This doesn't for some reason. So there you go. Alright, so you're starting to get a little bit of crossover now. Managed not to crash into anyone though, that's good. I realise I've not used any nitro yet. Oh, there we go. Now it's letting me use it. So, yeah, the nitro is a really nice way to get a little bit of a boost. Makes overtaking a lot easier. And it makes the ramps mega fun. Oh, I love those muddy areas where your car skids loads. Really cool. If you don't get a buzz from driving a car over a ramp, then there's really no hope for you. Anyway, I think that's the end of our... Yeah, there we go. So, more than... got double the points of a poor old Green Devil there in second place. There you go. Oh, look at the confetti as well. How nice is that? So there you go. That is the tournament mode in Pico Off-Road. Now, just to show you how good the AI is, I'm going to put it to extreme now and just do a single race. I'm going to pick my favourite track, which is track 2, reverse layout. 3 opponents. Let's see what happens now. This is extreme. So the extreme AI is much better at using its nitro, and it really gives you a run for the money. Now, I am so... Oh, there we go. Hit the barrier. Oh dear. That's my race over. I was just going to say, the extreme AI is much better at using the nitro. Makes far fewer mistakes. It may even get a speed boost. Sometimes on these games, the harder AI just cheats. I don't think that's the case here, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was. Racers being how they are. So yeah, just to make it clear that I am not very good at this game. You can see I'm in stone cold last place against the extreme AI. So don't worry. I know the limits of my abilities. Still though, again, check out those water pits. Just lovely. Oh, I'm all over the place in this. It's just little touches, isn't it? Like the when you drive through the water, there's the splashing up of the water. There's the kind of clouds of dust as you drive around the normal terrain. All of these little details add up to make the game super, super polished, which is, again, probably one of the main reasons why it's been featured. These featured games are like a kind of, they're like the cream of the crop, aren't they? And the cream always rises to the top, as Randy Savage always told us. Interesting thing there. If you win the race, obviously the race finishes. But if you are in kind of second, third, fourth place, as soon as somebody crosses the line, you get kicked out of the game. It just takes you to the end screen. I think I would maybe like it if it let you finish the race. But then again, it's sort of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, isn't it? Because if you're in stone cold last place, you just want it to be over sometimes, don't you? Anyway, I actually managed not to be too far behind my other competitors on that. Usually, I get absolutely annihilated by the extreme, but still, 4th place. There we are. So I think the difficulty is pretty well done. Like I say, medium was a pretty good challenge for me. I haven't tried hard, and you've just seen what extreme did to me. So, good balance in there. That's cool. Anyway, I think I've said all I need to say on this game. As you can see, it's super polished. Got lovely graphics, some great sprite work. That's the coolest pixelated car that I've seen in quite a while. It's got lovely arcade handling. The handling of the car is really fun, especially when you go over the ramps and skidding around on those kind of muddier parts of the track. That's cool. The track layouts are nice. I like how each one, none of the tracks they have their own feel to it. The kind of track 1 is quite easy. There's only one crossover point, I think. And then tracks 2 and tracks 3, more complicated layouts, but it's something that is fun to learn. Learning to use the nitro, that's fun. Using it to overtake, using it to get some big air time on those ramps. Yeah, there's a lot to like in this game, a lot to recommend. It's a really fun, quick arcade racing game. And yeah, if that isn't enough of a ringing endorsement, then well, it's featured as well. So just check it out. Come on, you know what to do. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. All the links are down below. Check all of that out. The yellow car is the best, and this yellow can of Monster Energy drink is also pretty nice as well. It's slightly glowing. It's possibly bioluminescent, but you can't really see that in the can. It tastes kind of grapefruity. Whatever. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. There'll be more to come. Check out those links below. And yeah, thanks for watching. This is one of those things where I end up finishing the video twice. I need a proper outro. Anyway, that's enough. Pico off-road, everyone. Do it in the dirt. The Iron Man way. Oh my god, that's it. I'm done. See ya.